Dude devoted his entire existence to the blade. The Phantom Sword, a total legend. Nobody could beat him. But then his frenemy begged him to babysit their old sect. He was like, hard pass. Then bam, mid-shat, his buddy gets deleted. Poof, some crazy blast flew at him too, but he blocked it. Barely. Standing there was some weirdo with a super creepy vibe. He had zero chance. He had sliced like a watermelon. Instant chaos. How's he so? As he wondered that, his pal's charm started glowing. Boom, woke up as Muhai, a loser senior disciple at a big shot sect. Dude had 20 years on the clock, filled with pure cringe. Weaker than the fresh meat. A total dimwit who died playing hero. Classic NPC move. So yeah, Mr. Legend is driving this jalopy. Now, looking around, everyone sucks. Footwork, trash. Tripping over air. Zero balance. Hitting like wet noodles. 5 minutes in, the verdict is clear. Bunch of noobs, except one guy. The teacher, Mujin. Unlike these clowns, he's actually competent. Fixes form, talks, sense, works hard. Not bad. Turns out, he's the last Gen 2 student left. So, he got the gig. Honestly, it fits him. Until now, Mujin wraps up class from the podium. Kids leave whispering, he's so mean lately. They say, some girl spots our hero. You good? She asks. He waves it off. I'm chill. She thinks he's acting weird though. Mujin struts down the steps. Sorry, I ignored you. Bruh, was busy teaching? Muhai nods. Totally get it. Heavy crown to wear, especially since it belongs to Mujin. Just happy to help the team. Then Muhai drops the bomb. I'm taking over. Everyone freezes. That girl whispers, did he just say that? Even Ho gets it now. Like, really different. Mujin frowns. Dude, you literally begged me to do this. Muhai shrugs. So, I'm stepping up. Problem. Mujin snaps. You dumped this on me, 'cause you're scared. Muhai just laughs. He sees it now. This guy isn't just a helper. He wants the throne. Top dog. Future boss. With the OGs busy, the shortcut to power isn't the elders. It's owning the second gen. Plus, there's that secret purple aura move. Only the boss learns. Muhai needs that skill. He ain't budging. Mujin gets salty. Brings up that Black Knight raid disaster. Claims Muhai went rogue, hid, and dragged everyone down with him. Muhai flashes a grin. Guilty as charged. Mujin is totally right. That's why I'm the boss now. Mujin screams. Who would ever trust a guy like you? Muhai's bro just doesn't get the vibe. He heads up. Get what? Mujin asks. Muhai halts. Cold stare. Since when do I need a permission slip? I'm telling you. Not asking. Muggin's brain melts. This isn't the lame senior disciple he used to know. Muhai shrugs. I'm running morning drills. Tomorrow. God beef. Tell me later. Don't cry about it. Mujin mumbles. It's like looking at a stranger. Almost dying changes a guy. Muhai says calmly. The crowd whispers, trying to process the drama. Some notice Mujin isn't clapping back. Others want answers. Night hits. 2 kids creep up. Muhai senses them fast. Let's chat outside. He grabs his stick. Take it back. The girl demands. Mujin was only quiet to help you out. Did he send you? Muhai asks. No, we came alone. Then get lost. That's when they drop the bomb. We won't learn from a weakling. Muhai pauses. This hierarchy is trash. Doubt me. Come get some. Whack. She's floored. The boy drops too. They're wrecked. Hours later, they tap out. Am I worthy now? Muhai asks. Yes. They weaker than No. Good. Go sleep. Morning comes. Ryan asks, did he really beat him? One guy replies, yeah, this WASN, 1ST, ... The loser senior disciple we used to know. S nods, he's different. Can't just jump him now. Secretly, Jin heard the whole conversation. He walks up. So, what happened to those two? Nothing big. Ryan lies. Acting cool. They just hate the idea of him leading drills. Ryan caves and spills the tea a second later. Got it. I'll chat with them. Jin nods. He's just posturing. He'll quit when he fails. So no need for sneaky sabotage just yet. Whoa, we were just worried. Ryan insists. I'll handle it. Jin walks off. Ryan feels awkward. Next day, the hero stands before the squad. Ready to explain? He says, before we start, ... From the back, Jin is thinking hard. Did he hide his power to crush San and Ho? Either way, he decides. Something is up. The real tea is gonna spill eventually. Muhai hijacked training and straight up roasted everyone for being weak sauce. You get strong, however, but you suck for one reason. 0 basics. So, here's the game plan. Mornings are strictly dual sword combo 6. Nothing fancy till you level up. Then some dude rudely interrupts. We spin around. It is Ryan, salty about the grind, demanding his acting like the main character, ... He steps up to solo the boss, fight himself. We are Muhai just sighs. calling the whole vibe a total disaster, muttering a whole lot of shade. Chill as ice. He tells Ryan to bring that drama up the stairs. We are tripping over Senior's chill vibe and Ryan's crazy reaction. Ryan stomps up the steps instantly. At the top, Kid says, I get your vibe, but this ain't it. Double quotes. ... Ditching our grind is dumb, especially with you bossing us around. Mohai cuts the mic. Yeah, I know the gossip everyone spreads. You all think I am trash, tier, and I know why you are really stepping up. You are just here to expose me. Mohai shouts, listen up. I am planting my feet. Zero movement. I will only spam move 6 to shut down Ryan's attacks. No dodging, no dancing around. If you tag me or make me budge, I delete my account and quit. The chat goes wild with shock. Ryan asks if he is getting cocky just because he beat the other two. Mohai replies, cool as a cucumber. Those guys were already wrecked. Then Ryan yeets himself forward instantly. True to his word, he blocks the hit like a statue. Downstairs, our jaws hit the floor. Blades keep clashing, dinging non-stop like a rhythm game. Ryan goes full tryhard mode, sweating bullets. Someone spots the combo. The concentrated wind sword, a super speedy ... style. Basically Ryan's signature ult move. Shell peeps it too. Ryan buffed his speed, but whatever. Mohai parries everything, like it is tutorial mode. Mid-block Mohai says Ryan is more annoying than those other two. Actually had to use a muscle there. Then he trolls him. Is that your max level? Ryan grits his teeth, knowing it is true. He is salty, but he has hit his skill ceiling. No moves left. Someone whispers, is that really the same dude we knew? He has not moved a pixel. Mugen's eyes pop. Suddenly, looks like Ryan finally landed a hit. But inside, he knows. That was not a W, it was a reality check. Mohai explains chill-like. He is not actually when you tunnel vision on attacking, your footwork turns to trash. Once that clicks, the sword is useless. That's how he blocked it all without twitching. Even while hurt, he tells Ryan he's going to show him what it truly means to swing using the whole bod. One hit. The strike's so clean, so up, the whole place goes dead quiet. Up top, Mui yells at Muin, and Muaho to drag Ryan to the nurse. Then he snaps at the rest to quit gawking and get swords up. Our MC announces morning practice starts right now. Next, he's nitpicking every tiny fail his new noobs make. Flashback time. Our boy asks Han why he picked Hwai as a student. Guy says Hwai's totally average, but the kid never quits. Ever. Do asks if he picked the kid just cause he's got grit. Han gets all emo saying geniuses figure stuff out solo. But why? Yeah, not happening. It's a teacher's job to turn zero into hero. So he picked him. Back to reality. Our guy wishes he grabbed some gifted students. But nope, he's stuck babysitting the Mountain Ha second gen squad. Can't ditch anyone, even if it's way more annoying than he thought. If he sees Heian in the afterlife, dude owes him a serious drink. Honestly though, he just wants to know how the guy is doing, since he was always grinding XP instead of chilling. Coping hard, our boy figures he must be good since he never lost. Would be cool to see him again. Few days later, the second gen training is finally looking up. Even though it's been a rough ride starting from zero, still, he's sure the flowers will bloom. Walking through the red woods, he knows he's got work to do, to level up his own stats first. The senses are key. Sharper senses means spotting tiny changes easier, which totally helps with the whole martial arts grind. At first he felt zib, but now he knows someone's creeping. Not scary, just curious. Still, the main character, can I D them yet? He's planning to figure that out ASAP. After a bit, Hai gets to where he's going. Inside, we see he and Gok, who knew the old body's owner pretty well. Bowing, our boy says, he's here to study the secret moves. The dude's curious, but gives the thumbs up. Jess tells him to chill, and not go too hard since he's still hurt. MC agrees. Then Gashak says he heard a student was rude to him. Confused. Our boy wonders, who he smacked down 3D. Decides, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, then he shocks him by apologizing, saying Muzzin just did his thing. With a grin, he adds that back in the day, the kid would have been toast. He keeps quiet, realizing he's totally off the hook. Claims he was just doing his senior duty, so no worries. Gak is shook, wondering if he actually heard the words from Why, and if his glare was always that intense. Our boy thinks, why is he staring at me like a weirdo? Gak grins, glad the kid is responsible, and says, go ahead. Watching the MC strut away, the dude wonders how a guy who lost his master has such drive. Minutes later, our hero is trying to crack the code on leveling up, or what that even means, since his info is trash. Turns out, surviving the Jianghu isn't just about punching hard. Real survival depends on how you actually use your moves, plus quick wits and sharp instincts. So a realm is basically skill mastery, plus major X. That's the real definition of martial arts, that you reach after grinding forever and thinking deep. Step 1 to leveling up. Actually, understanding the art. Reading break? He wonders what moves the sect actually owns. But then he realizes he's clueless. Because some stuff is banned, so greedy noobs don't skip the basics. Mulling it over, our guy figures the sect is kinda hopeless right now. Still, they have a system that's easy to get, like the 6 sword, combo, wind sword, plum blossom, style, and thousand aromas blade. Once you nail those 3 moves, you can finally unlock the plum blossom secrets. Only then can you start the sect's most OP signature move. Speed reading. Book says their fame came from these secret styles. And word on the street is that top dogs mastered more than one of the 3 plum moves. First move is roots. Next 3 are trunk. Secrets are branches. Finally, with the sword of 7 flowers, the 3-edged blade and lucid plum sword are the blooms. Closing the book, he figures he's reached the trunk stage. To hit the branches, he'd need the plum blossom sword, which is only for certified masters. He mumbles, and a voice asks if he means that sword. It's BQ, sneaking up. Our boy jumps up to greet the boss. The guy asks why he's been camping out here so long. Then he asks if it's cool to sit for a bit. He says sure, realizing he totally hadn't noticed the time, or that Gak had lit candles for him. Curious, Yu asks if he really read all that. Our boy nods. Dude, here's the training changed. Asks if I'm head honcho. I nod. Yeah, I'm the main character now. He's sus. Why the 6-sword combo? Bro, remembers, I used to be shy. Now I'm flexing. Meanwhile, my brain's working overtime. Betty's spying, checking if I'm broken over, hun. Better feed him the answer he craves. I stall, repeating the question, then drop truth. I'm fixing the mess, cause ... The noobs started wrong. Total disaster. Leader looks shook. I figure he knows the disciples are trash. He'll think we're vibing. But joke's on me, he thinks I'm psycho now. Confused. The boss wonders, ... Is this the same sweet kid from back in the day? Head spinning, dude wonders. Did the trauma totally rewrite his personality? Before he speaks, I interrupt. Everyone knows. He's lost. Knows what? Kid, the disciples know the 6-sword moves, but check their stats versus back in the day. They've actually leveled down hard. Why? He asks. I explain. Sects have vibes. Those vibes mix with the fighting styles. A sect style is just ideology with fists, like Wudang's fist, or sword art, or Chincheng's dawn strike. Same deal. School isn't just gym, it's mind training. Elders quiet, staring at my poker face, thinking how chill I am, just like Hyo used to be. Noobs only care about flashy flower moves. He asks. So what's the fix? Genius? Make him see the moves aren't the main quest. It's not about the technique itself. It's about grinding XP to get the philosophy. That's why the flower isn't the end game. Old man's eyes pop. I'm channeling the dead guy. Not the face, but the brains. Am I the only one seeing this kid as Agrees. Calls me deep for a teen. I say, I'll lead M with a 6-sword style. He says no doubt, I'll crush it. But asks, what path you taken though? Caught slipping, he freezes. Thinks. Studied Manhwa's moves. They're straight fire. But he also spotted major buzzkills, like how they only care about strength for staying alive, ignoring tactics, or swinging big swords. Tried to chill? But nah. He realizes he's got a spill. Even if it's wild. Aloud, he caps. Says he ain't trying to be a hero. Just wants to finish his master's to-do list and take over. Cause beating your teacher's high score? That's the student code. Shook, you nods along. He sees Heian in the kid not the talent, but the ride-or-die spirit. In his head, he knows inventing new moves ain't a cakewalk. Still, he's low-key, proud of the dude standing there. Grinning, he goes, Heian would stand this. Our boy says thanks. Worries turn to hope. He drops a bar. Winter snow is bricklet blossoms, surviving the freeze smell way sweeter. Couldn't save the old flowers, but one lil bud survived the wreck. Now, his job is making that bud glow up. Suddenly, Yu speaks up. Manhwa's got way more than just plum blossoms. Asks if the kid knows why they main that one specific flower. MC goes, nope, no clue. All mysterious. The old guy says, think on it. You'll level up. He bounces, stops, thens, like oops, forgot one thing. Reveals he lost his sensei too, but can't fully get Huey's big sad, but the kid shouldn't see. Heian's, game over, as the end. It's the start of his legacy run. Quietly, Mick thinks, that's actually a solid take. Thanks him for the big brain advice. Solo now. Digo flashbacks to getting roasted for looking weak. Besides being cocky and wild perfect traits for getting Jack Mystery dude asks if he wants a new workout plan. Back to now. Morning hits, and the MC is grinding that routine the guy put him on. Thinking, didn't expect meeting the Iron Fist King to be this. Klooch taught a brutal butt-ope method. Gains coming fast. Suddenly, a shout. Yup, confused. Our boy's like, what are you yapping about? Eyes glowing. She says the sect leader needs him downhill, ASAP. Cut to Elder's Temple. Someone says, next up is Gen 3 disciples. You agrees he's saying, issue is, no time to draft kids, 'cause of that shanty mess. An elder suggests recruiting outsiders to show they're still back. Neither vibing nor hating. Another guy asks, why not send a scout to since another sketchy, some nasty league is probably grabbing power right now. We found out branch clans sit way outside our main dojo zones. Hence why their clout totally rides on the main squad's rep and wins. Thinking about it, makes sense. They're freaking out now. First up, gotta pick a sacrificial llama, disciple. Bossman steps up, saying we can't stall this anymore. He pitches sending his Gen 2 rookie over. Sans freaks, saying the real world is total chaos. So he's like, send the aces, even grinning hoodie. Jin digs it, but the room gasps at naming that kid. Sans hates sending the newbie, but the big boss insists he's leveled up lately and won't die. Cut to Posen, our guy and 3 others. Alright, he thinks. Borentau, booze aside, long-haired girl suddenly points at some chicken. Guess they've never seen fried bird before? Jim warns Mua, stop drooling in our sect gear. She nods, then instantly sniffs out lamb, then asks how they can resist such grub. Bam! Someone slams into Hua. She looks shook. We glare at the jerk. He flexes. Jin asks, sup? Guy goes, new to the hood. Flower boys? Then demands the girl say, sorry for hitting him. Hua yells, you totally hit me first, dude. MC figures there, goons filling the void left by the Shanji clan. Still though, acting that cocky implies they got big backup. Not keen on jumping in yet, our guy figures this is a solid, teachable moment. Then decides to step up and school them. Blade at the guy's eye, he asks, looking at, says he saw the whole bump, but waited to see the vibe. And since the guy chose violence, he just declared war on Mount Hua. While they panic, he notes their lack of respect. Thug sweats and apologizes. Our boy ain't buying it. Move, or your buddy loses an eye. He warns. Jaw hanging. Low. The goon realizes he's serious. A glare sends the whole squad running scared. Hua says sorry, but he tells her, nah, his fault. And knowing they're spooked, he suggests finding an inn. The girl and pal are stoked about the. Jin keeps his mouth shut, kicking himself for apologizing first when those jerks totally started it, just 'cause he was stressing way too hard about looking proper. Unlike Ki, who acted all chill and experienced, even if he was totally faking the vibe. Meanwhile, our guy's just thinking, man, I really should have shanked that dude. Totally clueless, Jin swears. To himself, he'll grind harder so they never get played or dissed like that again. The squad hits the inn, and the MC goes beast mode ordering food, completely freaking out the waitress. Minutes later, a stack of empty plates and Hua, looking ready to pop. Our boy asks about her diet, but she admits she just pigged out way too hard. Curious, she asks what the move is for today since the boss left them hanging on the details. After the MC asks for the tea on recent events, her memory jogs, eyes going wide. She remembers the local mobsters. Hey says since they've got the green light, he wants to wreck those underworld creeps. Night quickly hits the city, and the gang starts plotting their mission inside the inn. Jin suggests scoping the dudes out and grabbing intel before making a move. Everyone's down with that plan. So MC tells the trio to dig up all the dirt on the mob by tomorrow night. Meanwhile, he'll prowl the city in disguise, keeping it low. Cut to the underworld, the hangout spot for those with twisted minds who love doing shady junk. But these thugs are totally different from the pros in the orthodox or demonic sects. One of the goons, cornering a lady, claims the interest spiked, and oops, they forgot to tell her. So now, she can pay up with something else. Basically, these creeps just chase cash, pleasure, and the cheap thrill of bullying, kinda like budget hitman squads. In short, underworld just means trashy thugs living dirty lives. Cloaked up. W wonders if these guys are cocky or just plain stupid. Shocked, a guy asks who he is and where Jung Wong went since he was on lookout duty. Another dude guesses he probably went wandering off, but yeah, that's definitely not what happened. Ice cold, the MC asks who's backing them to act so big. Confused, Baldy asks if he's looking for a fight, or if he should just drag his nosy butt out of there. Masked up, our boy says he came for a different reason. Longhair asks what the heck he's blabbing about, but before he can finish, he catches a knee to the face and goes airborne. Jaw dropped, the bald guy asks why he'd do that. Wordless, he pummels the grounded guy until he's totally lights out. The woman seizes the moment to bail, leaving Baldy all by himself. MC mocks his trash skills, saying he wants to see some action, but if Baldy wants to live, just hand over the wallet. Meanwhile, we catch a dude taking a leak. His pals roast him, Brah, you're draining an ocean? We'll be sober by the time you zip up. Gramps rolls his eyes, finishes up, and whines about the buzz. And nobody spots the two corpses hanging on the tree like twisted ornaments. He just gripes that a cloaked weirdo swiped their grub and dipped. Back in town, Hua grills a local for some juicy gossip. Chul switches, tactics, hiding behind a wall to catch some tea. Jim fakes sipping booze to spy like an undercover pro. Miles away, someone sniffs out pork and spring rolls. Yo, Mr. Mustache has zero clue. That punk is butt. Bringing snacks here? Total suicide mission. The hungry mob rushes our guy, so he flashes his blade, cuts the air, and barks. Mine. Touch the takeout in your toast. One dude admits the kid is legit. Scary, says my bad, and intros himself as Jinga. Our hero sheaths to steal and drops his name to Jinga says his crew thinks the Manhwa drama was total trash. Then he's like, so, what's your deal here? Hero skips the fluff. I need intel on the shady underground types. Let's chat while we grub before these rolls get cold. Jinga cracks up. I like your style, kid. Later, he learns the blood brutal crew filled the power void left by the sex. The top dog. Notes these goons are special cause they actually know kung fu. Kid nods. Got it. But let's get real. We gotta discuss the big cheese backing this circus. Old man raises a brow. Why assume there's a puppet master? Hero breaks it down. Posen is huge, yet one tiny gang took it all. Nah, some genius is pulling strings. Usually, you'd see a dozen. Mobs fighting over turf scraps, not total control. Jinga's shook. You sure? You're a rookie? You're too sharp. He admits he kept his mouth shut till he passed the vibe check. Now he spills. Beggar says some martial arts pro is texting. The brutal gang, and he's from the Gehu sword sect. That's a big league crew in Shaanxi apparently. Strong, but smaller than the main sects, and usually ignores it. Hero frowns. Something still smells fishy. He doubts the big bad is actually Gao's, right? If it was them, they wouldn't hide. It's a setup. But still, he's dying to know who this mystery fighter is. The beggar's like, you forgot he thinks Red Wolf's sword is Guayu Sex. Judging by his face, that name rings a bell. Better tread carefully. In his head, he admits he's totally clueless about this guy. Next day at the inn, he's staring out the window, thinking, turns out, after all that yapping, he learned zip about the sword. Flashback to when he asked, Jinga, if that cup was legit, just tea. Thinking he could charm some details out of the dude. But he forgot one thing. That wine tasted crazy good? Beggar laughs, saying he digs it. Clearly, not a Jongu newbie. Then, the dude forgot everything, kept chugging, and got zero intel. He's got a vague plan, but no clue what the bad guys will pull. Decides he's still got time to enjoy the room. Wine. Night falls fast. Cut to the three disciples. Sniffing the booze air. Standing there is the boss. Arms crossed. He's like, what's the scoop? Hua steps up. Were you boozing while we worked? He denies it and asks again. Jin says, gangsters filled the void and rule Posem now. Hua adds their nasty using fists to get their way. Keel says the issue is they learn martial arts. Even garbage tier moves wreck people who can't fight. He praises the squad, then drops a bomb. He found something huge. How are thugs learning kung fu? These guys wouldn't touch a book. They'd burn pages. Someone definitely taught them. Standing up, he says he knows who, just not why. Curious. Jin asks, who's the culprit? He cuts to the chase. Red Wolf, from Nine Hells sect. Shocked, Jin realizes it's not just random thugs. Sitting back down, he suggests an ambush to wipe him out. Hearing that, Longhair is speechless. Keel's unsure why the sect helps, but says, tell the elders first. Poker-faced, the hero asks if he's sure. Hua disagrees, backing the sinew to tackle it head-on. Jin stays quiet but disagrees. Thinking of the situation, Mount Hua is swamped recovering. From the massacre, new fights make it worse. Speaking up, he says it's risky could spark a sect war. He gets the worry, but says Nine Hells don't roll like that. If they wanted a brawl, they'd just attack, not sneak around. And given Mount Hua's flop era, they'd get wiped instantly. So he figures these crooks are faking the connection. Even if they're real, no way they'd beef with Mount Hua. Jin tries to yap, but our boy shuts him down. Still, is the intel valid? MC says duh, cause he got the tea from the beggars. Eyes popping. The kid's like, wait, you mean ... That giant hobo club that recruits anyone? The one swarming with dudes for free food and gossip? And they know kung fu? So their info is legit. On the way, Jin chills out, thinking it's all good cause of the peaceful promise. MC tells the squad to prep. Thinking, can't look shook or I'm dead weight. Gotta go hard. Boom. MC kicks the gate down. Jin, so much for peace. Inside, the goons are like, what the heck? MC steps up. Glad the gang's all here. Tell Red Wolf and the boss to come out. Kneel and apologize. And maybe you won't die. Seeing the flower on his sword, the thugs realize it's the ManhwaCapped crew. Jin and Ha cringe at the violence, but Kui vibes with the rough style. Suddenly, a dude pops up asking, "What's the racket?" A goon tells the old guy, "It's the Hua peeps." Old man thinks, "For real, these guys?" He stares at the 4 kids, realizing they're tiny. Death wish. I'll pass cause we have guests. MC claps back. Actually, keep yappin', and you are toast. Shookday man warns them to watch their mouths. He orders the squad to show the kids how scary the streets are without killing M. The dudes draw blades instantly, but something catches while she spots a hurt couple guy holding a girl. That does it. She charges in blindly to save M. The guy looks dead, barely breathing. ... but the lady's eyes are just shut. The gang rushes to help Hua as 2 thugs attack. She ain't weak though. Yeets M with bamboo leaf hand. Jin runs up. Don't just dash off. Fam. Why yells. They need a doc. Stat. A thug gets up. Who gave you permission? Manhwa or not, you're outnumbered. 1 combo move, and you're finished. That yellin' alerts the boss. Protag figures she was totally faking being weak during practice. Tells Quad to grab her blade and wreck everyone, not just hold it like a prop. Meanwhile, the head of the baddies wonders why the kid didn't jump in to save the day. He figures the boy is too cocky to solo him, probably waiting to squat up. Kwai notes that even though dude charged, he wasn't the target he actually wanted to smack. But since it's the student's first trip, they are totally clueless here. They don't know baddies fight dirty and spit just to snag a win. But right now, no babysitters to save their butts. So the trio's gonna learn the streets, don't care about dojo skills. Without twitching, our boy reveals this is just a pop quiz for them. Then he spots Chiel actin' kinda different than usual. Kid stops a dude with 1 hand and leaves another, totally shook. Still, the bald guy tries to swing his sword, but gets blocked twice and knocked out cold on the floor. He shoots a super creepy glare at the lurking criminal. Suddenly, the boss rushes Who, shouting, "Da!" He looks like the noob, so he's getting wrecked first. Bad move. With 1 smack, our boy buries half his bod in a hole. Shook. The goons panic cause the boss is down and ask what's next. Then someone yells they just gotta pick a new leader. Whoever wipes out the Manhwa brats gets the job. The squad realizes it's the infamous Red Wolf sword dude. He teases the MC, wondered when Pretty Boy would show up. Shocked, the geezer asks, "A Hua kid knows me. What an honor." Who's like, "Heard of you yesterday. Sorry, I don't remember we." The old guy says Hua kid should be nice, but this boy talks like a villain. Whatever, if you want to act like that, let's go. Red Wolf hops down, telling him to bring his A game to win. Holding his sword, our boy asks, "My all, not sure you're strong enough for that, Gramps." Confused, the old man asks when the kid got behind him, but eats a massive hit instead of an answer. To stop from face planting, he pole vaults with his sheath. He's thinking, what the heck? I didn't even see his feet move. And the wildest part is, the kid didn't even use his blade yet. Totally confused, he thinks no newbie could outlevel him like this. Meanwhile, we figured there's zip stopping him from ending Red Wolf, especially since he wants to test his gear. It's been a month since he started grinding those martial arts combos, even though nobody's been around to spar with someone to grade his skills. Ya know? So this geezer is perfect. He's weak sauce, but hey, better than a punching bag. Gramps rushes in, 0 chill, but our guy sidesteps like it's totally nothing. Ducks, another sloppy hit, then boom, clapback time. With a palm strike that sends the old dude flying, he zooms in, smacks him again. Gramps is dazed, stumbling. The guy's like, how'd he predict that? Finally clicks why he can't match the kid's speed. He's totally outclassed. Hate to say it, lifting his blade, the old dude admits the kid's legit, not just lucky, and says sorry for napping on him. Now, it's full send mode. Kid stands there, chillin' as the guy runs up. Dude pauses, then unleashes his signature Red Wolf move. The squad watches, freaking out for Hawaii. 1 swing later, Wolf gone. Poof, he's like, nice try, but you're wide open, bro. Plus, looks like you skipped the tutorial on part 2. Gramps stutters. How you know that? But oops, too slow. Kid's in his face, forcing a panic block. Guy's confused, but thinks he blocked it. Nope, it was a fake. Rip logic. Then ketchup sprays everywhere. Goons are shook. Plot twist. Our hero didn't delete him. Just a haircut and a cheek scratch. Guy's buggin', wondering why he's alive and why the kid held back. Whatever. Doesn't matter now, cause he's just mad. This kid is OP and better than him. Salty, the Red Wolf, tells Quinn, don't diss me, I'm from the 9 Hells crew. More goons, spawn and rush. The hero, he deflects and snipes the old man from afar. Everyone pauses to watch. As Whitehair trips and yells, thinking he was grinding XP while this kid was in diapers just to get good. But the kid just wrecked his whole career. Savage. Running in rage mode, the guy screams, "Why Hawaii won't respect the grind?" Gets slashed again. Boss man finally wakes up after napping in a dirt hole. Scared stiff. He coughs and goes, "Yo, what just went down?" Looks up, sees Red Wolf yelling before getting nicked. Hurt bad. The dude is just floored. Floored. Gramps thinks talent is a cheat code. All his work ruined by a casual player. Unlike the Nine Hells martial artist, our boy just stares, confused why his enemy is cracking up. Gramps says, "You must love the clout. Beating me makes you famous. So enjoy the hype, ... Singo, cause my sect will delete you for this later." MC Rose sees him. "You yap a lot for a dying dude." He kicks him over. "You sound super insecure, by the way." Typical for a loser from the Otherworld unit. Lore drop. The sect has 3 main squads: Otherworld, Hell, and Despair. The 3 axes, but Otherworld is total trash. 0 wins. They only targeted the south, cause it's easy pickings. In the Dragon War, they were just bent, so the tryhards faked reports to look cool. Hearing the tea, the old guy asks how the MC knows all that. MC ignores him. "Think your squad will avenge you?" "Nah, they'll hush it up so they don't get roasted by the other units." "What?" A dark look, our boy says. "I ain't scared of those scrubs. I literally soloed the Nine Hells sect before." Gramps' eyes bug out. The bandit boss hears it too and plays dead, hoping nobody notices him. "I didn't see no." But boom, a hand grabs him. Gay lifts him like a toy. "Why you napping? Get up." Scared stiff. The boss goes, "I'll do anything." Later, at the hideout, the squad reads the gang's cringe crime diaries. MC asks if that's seriously all of it. Boss nods. MC goes, "Refund the stolen cash. Now, plus, you gotta trash that casino tonight. Don't be chicken." Big forehead guy whines. "That's way too hard for one night." Sees MC's face and goes, "JK, we got this." MC says, "You're wrong about one thing though. I'm not sparing you cause I'm nice. Victims need to vent. Your sins are way too heavy for a quick death. You're gonna serve your victims forever. Have fun." Orders given. Poe says, "Everyone but the boss can go do their chores." Someone asks what our boy's up to now. "Unfinished business." Girl asks, "Gonna get wasted again?" Red-faced, he begs her to zip it. "Go watch the dude." She says they're good and bouncing now. Our boy thinks she catches on quick. But nah, no drinks this time. Totally lost. The boss is like, "Wait, why am I still standing here?" Claims his nose knows best. Gotta find that stinky flower spot. Turns out, bro used to roam everywhere hunting. Ray loot back in the day, since he had no clan backup and had to hustle hard for cash solo. But yeah, rare means tough to find. Obviously, super hard to get, until one day chilling, he stumbled on the tuber flower, smelled nasty and bitter. Can't unsmell that funk. Heading down, that weird smell just gets way more intense. Boss says it's 200 years old, meant for the wolf sword, but hey, new owner now. The hero's like, "Good job, now get lost." Solo now, with these thick walls, he can train his energy in peace. A 200-year flower. Hey, still worth a fortune though. Opens the box. Hoy decides, it's time to enjoy this 200-year-old snack. But wait, it's huge. Not 200. Gotta be 400 years old at least. Grabsy. Wow. Never thought finding this would be such a breeze. Feels bad eating it all solo. He'll totally share the next one. Maybe. Later at the hideout, something bugs the boss. He checks the window to see what's up. Boom. Suddenly, boots appear. Through the dust, it's just our guy, quietly training away. Confused, the dude runs over. "Yo, I heard a massive crash." Hero shrugs it off. "Nothing big. You check in the books properly?" Guy nods. "Yeah, was literally just doing that." He dips, says he'll double check the refund cash later. As the hero walks off, the guy mutters, "What a total jerk. And a liar too." Said the noise was nothing, yet he wrecked a whole building. The guy wonders, what did that flower do to him to cause that? That night, goons are swinging hammers. While being watched by Cheel, he spots us. "You sure you got time to rest?" Who yells at another dude, "Hurry up, sun's coming up." Elsewhere, someone gasps, asking if he's seriously giving that away as a gift. Thug bows. "Here's the stolen cash we hid nearby." Jenga shook. "We did all this in 2 days? Crazy." Knew that info-seeking kid was built different. But still, this is wild. Mount Hoot was hiding a literal beast. Kid pops up behind him. Here for a drink. Got hungry. Didn't want to solo it. Invites the guy to join. Morning booze. Weird flex. But he's down. Jing gives the green light. Later, he asks, what's bugging the kid? Our boy spills the tea. The drama involves the brutal blood faction, who only broke bad to survive. He wants to rehab them, but he needs a crew to take them in. He says to chill heal, handle the messy stuff, even energy centers. The beggar king admits the kid is wild, and he knows. merchants to hire the ex. He'll supervise too. Sis says thanks, but the guy's like, nah, thank you for the invite. Switching gears, Jing asks how long he's in town. About 3 days. Curious, he asks if he's hitting the city forts. MC goes, maybe tonight? Cut to the lively city. At the NMCBI's rounds. Good job, squad. Jin's shook. What's that? Bamboo leaf. Liquor. Congrats. One kid goes, we don't drink but MC insists it's cool for celebrations, since newbies usually drop like flies in their first real scrap. Staying alive is huge, especially vs killers. Unlike them, you guys gotta learn. That rank doesn't decide if you live or die. Don't end up toast like rookies who forget that. Grinning, he says, bottoms up. Jin asks, wasn't this your first rodeo? Lying. MC says, yup. Cheers to surviving the Ha! Loves the booze, and long hair agrees. The girl goes, now I get why you love this stuff. Silently, CHU stresses over the sword. MCU Steph not Manhwa style. So he asks where it's from out loud. He asks about the move used against Red Wolf. The sword morphed, weirdly heavy power, jagged curves. Thinking fast, our boy claims. He thought they were too busy fighting to notice. He used a weight principle move he invented ages ago. Mind racing. He wonders how the kid spotted that subtle. Shiffy says, I'll explain later. We got stuff to do. After drinks though, 'cause once I spill, no booze for 3 days. Meanwhile, a carriage rolls through the woods. Someone yells, halt drivers like, what gives? Old dude pops out. No biggie, but give me your loot if you want to live. Way back. The Golden Squad is creeping on the drama. Why though? He says, these thugs camp in the woods waiting for victims. They ain't basic goons. They actually know kung fu and plan stuff. Unlike those total scrubs from before, who only trained 'cause the Red Wolf sword forced them to. These dudes are legit. Being here means their base is close. Fua nods, but asks why. High's dropping all this info dump. Our guy grills him. For the next 3 days, they gotta wipe every base. Everyone solos a raid while the rest spectate. The 3 of them are totally shook. Panicked, Sis asks if they are being punished for messing up. Main guy plays dumb, asking what she is on about. Like, they know they nearly got deleted by those mafia guys, mostly 'cause they were too soft to hurt baddies. Not anymore. She'll admits they would be toast if High had not saved their butts. Jen asks how the boss man prepped himself to take lives. Our boy thinks back, wishing he could spill the tea, about his first brawl, ages ago. It is still, burned in his brain. He was a scared kid. Kill or get wrecked. He snaps back, claiming he was just scared they would get hurt, so he dropped the bad guys to stop their nightmares coming true. Jin shuts up real quick after hearing that. Hero guy says, everyone needs their own reason to throw hands. He tells CLAs, this raid, and I'll teach you that move. Since it is night 1, he is going to show them how it is done. Minutes later, a bandit is eating dirt with his face in a hole. He yanks him up, slaps him awake, and demands directions. Just like that, he speedruns his way to the enemy base. The thugs are totally stunned seeing this mess. Boom. Everyone is out cold. Hui brushes off his fit. Kicking off 3 days of hell training. Mornings, watching the Blood faction. Nights, raiding bases. The grind actually worked, even if the NOOB choked at first. A few fights later, they leveled up. Stopped freezing up and started wrecking the bases. Only Mujian was still lagging behind a bit. Our boy thinks the kid has skills but is too scared to finish the job, which means he is more scared of hurting people than dying. He has got to fix that glitch himself. 2 days later, the squad cleared every single base. The boss gives him a GG for the solid work. Time to head to Wet like they planned. Hua asks, why not now? Wei says he promised a lesson. Stay if you want. Without waiting. He starts the demo. Students stare, eyes wide, totally unblinking. The main guy breaks it down. It's the Mount 6 combo, but he tweaked it with serious heft. When asked what heft means, he drops some knowledge. So, Manhwa's sword style lets you flow into the next strike, even if blocked. You can mix it with anything, even illusion tricks. The kid is shook. Akwe says they should already know the Manhwa sword vibe. Even if he didn't invent it, he was the absolute GOAT, meaning his martial arts IQ was so high that the flashy moves and plum blossoms were just the 6 sword with different weights. That's why Manhwa's skills are lacking. They don't study weight control enough. And trying to learn unfinished moves when you're already good is pretty dumb. Kungjo knew this and trained in secret, since half-baked skills are a recipe for disaster. After the lecture, he asked Shiel if he still wants to learn that specific move. After a quiet pause, the kid looks up, says yes, and asks to be taught. Turns out, Shiel kept grinding all night long until the sun came up. Wiped out. Hua wonders, how much longer? She's stuck on watch. She nudges Jin, suggesting they ditch it to focus on training. He notes the kid has been using the sword with illusion tricks. Instead of focusing on the sheer weight and grip mechanics, sweating buckets, Cheel nods and says he gets it now. In the back, the two lookouts have already bailed, deciding to check on the shady underworld crew and catch some Z's. Cut to the city. A grumpy dude yells at another to hustle, or they'll fail. Glancing around, Hua sees everything is chill, no drama to fix. She figures the underworld gang just needed a shot at a better life. But maybe they're behaving, cause she and Mujin are watching like hawks. Still, the girl decides to chill out and rest, seeing as she's been busting her back lately. Out of nowhere, someone flags her down. Spooked, she draws her blade, but is shocked to see the lady from the blood faction. The thick lady apologizes for the scare. Gripping a little girl's hand tight, she tells her sis Yunyong to say hi. Flustered, our girl asks how she is. Ignoring that, the woman thanks her for saving her bro, making the disciple tear up. The lady says her cuts are healing fast, and thanks to her, they could finally hold their dad's funeral. Wiping tears, she asks Dad, remembering the dead guy from before. Hua feels bad for not getting there sooner and says she hopes he rests easy. The woman says, don't be sorry, cause they're just super grateful. Suddenly, Tiny Yunyong starts stammering something in the cutest voice ever. Kid swears she's gonna be a legendary knight someday. Dubby Toli loses it, crying, but the lady's confused, asking why the disciple sniffs, betting the brat will be a beast way tougher than she ever was. Lady asks if we hurt her something. Wa's like, nah, it ain't physical pain. Day turns to night in the blink of an eye. Meanwhile, Mujin looks like he ate something nasty inside. Next day, Hua is absolutely melting under the scorching sun. She yells at Hai, yo, why are we He claps back that she got lazy after one day off. No slackers allowed. She argues they should have just dipped earlier instead of chilling like he said. One death glare later, she zips her lip real quick. Jin tries to kill the Arky vibes, noting Posen's shady crew is thriving. MC gets mad, saying the real issue, their totally weak mentality. Get it together, guys. So much for Jin's attempt to change the subject. Epic fail. Hua suddenly pipes up, missing Yongyang, that kid sis. She's saved from the bloodbath. All hype, she brags, the kid wants to be a badass fighter just like her. Our boy rolls his eyes. First time I've ever actually felt sorry for a kid's future. He roasts. She tries to clap back, but he shuts her down. They hit wine-in before dark. Finally, Jen points out there's a Mount Hua branch here. The Fresh Flower sect. Fees immediately, like, sweet, let's go crash their dinner. Squad rolls up to the sect HQ and spots some jerks wailing on a gray-haired kid. Not cool. Bully lands a cheap shot right in the kid's gut. Goes for another, but gets stopped cold by a hand grabbing his wrist. Yo, kid, that's a lot of juice for a punch, he says. Kid looks over, realizing he's outnumbered by beaten kid clocks the Mount Hua vibes instantly. MC keeps going. That hit could straight up end a kid with no training. Gives him the death stare. You knew that, didn't you? You're throwing hands with intent to kill. Buddy, MC's ticked off, even for a shorty. This kid's way too cocky. Blame the parents. Maybe, or maybe he's just a product of his environment. He keeps glaring back hard. MC's actually kinda impressed by the guts. That look is trouble. Serious villain origin story vibes, right there. Figures the kid's from a sketchy sect, teaching him bad habits. Tiny kid tugs his robe for attention, while Muhi watches. Right then, the white-haired kid opens his mouth to speak. MC waits, ... Nothing. Then tells him to scram before things get ugly. Awkward silence. Everybody's just standing there in the woods. The little dude flashes a quick hand sign. He says he's Lim Sanha from Fresh Flower Sect and drops a thanks for saving my bacon. The big guy steps up. I'm Mui, reppin' Mount Hua. His buddy asks if Sanha's good. Kid nods, then drops a bomb. One bully was the young boss of the Truth Sect. Guyan and his crew were just trying to grind some martial arts XP, but those jerks hassled him cause their sects have major beef. Once they realized his squad was totally weak, the bullying started. The girl asks, does your dad know you're getting wrecked? Sanha nods. Says he actually used to throw hands and defend himself back in the day. But then, the head honcho of the Fresh Flower crew marched over to the Great Truth base. Flashback time. Truth leader acts like his bratty kids are innocent angels. They flipped the script, blamed him, and nearly started World War III. Flower boss didn't want the smoke, so he had to swallow his pride. If that war kicks off, it's game over for everyone. Mui gets it now. The kid takes the beatings so his sect doesn't get wiped out. Meanwhile, the girl thinks it's absolutely nuts that a Mount Hua affiliate is getting treated like trash. But our MC is chill, says there's a reason for everything, so just zip it and listen. Back at base, everyone's staring at the new guys rolling in. The squad struts in, looking totally determined. Mui spots the white flower logos on their drip. While everyone waits for an intro, the crew flashes their gang signs or sect, salute, and says thanks for letting them crash. The big boss steps up, introducing himself as Lim Mac. He mentions their legendary dragon slaying all-nighter. But our MC thinks that's just fake news. Lim clocks at his son brought the guests and gives him a good job. Then he waves the group inside. They head to the main hall and grab a table. Everyone hypes up the tea, but Lim stays humble. He starts reminiscing about Manhwa. The MC says, yeah, we're exhausted, but we gotta fix this mess. So, how's the flower sect holding up? The leader sighs. Basically, they're in a huge jam. They used to be evenly matched, but everything went south after the Shaanxi raid. Great truth. Sect got aggressive, constantly poking the bear and starting drama. Even his own kid is paying the price for it. He's dying to get payback for his son. But that's exactly the trap they set. They're trying to crush them, no matter what. Since he's too weak to fight back, he feels like a total failure as a boss and a dad. Everyone's thinking, dude, why didn't you just call Manhwa for backup? The leader admits he's just relieved they showed up. Claims just seeing them will scare off the bad guys. But the squad can tell he thinks they're weak. The MC asks, hey, what was with that look you gave your kid? His buddies are totally lost. Leader denies it, claiming he trusts the squad, and the MC is just imagining things. Why wouldn't an outsider boss trust him? Duh. He's like, grub time, get ready to stuff your faces. Realizes the boss is playing hard to get. He gets it. Guess he thought big shots would have more game. Thinks they're new. Keep him close. Dump him later. But Dan remembers his kid and the crew suffering. Flashback. He's feeling super guilty about it. Turns out, he was the one acting like a total brat. Recalls how our hero spots everything. Meeting time. Warrior says, we'll feed ourselves. Pal thinks it's rude. Bus asks, why the shade? Hero claims, you didn't help? So we ask for zip. Dude's shook. Girl's like, did I hear that right? Remembers when the MC didn't end her game? Flashback. Squad asked, why? He called it their style. Back to, right now. Chick realizes this dude's changed big time. She's confused. In the woods, says Senior is sus. Something's up. The whole squad's waiting for the tea. So the Mick spills the beans. Sidekick is totally lost. Warrior calls it weird. Questions the sect, kids vibes. One says air. Not innocent, but gotta be a reason. Why'd Truth Sect bail cause of these guys? Makes no sense. Only 4 of them, losing is likely. Then folks would claim Manhwa. Flopped hard. Worst case, but only a fail if they lose. Gotta fix it. Leaders, Def got a scheme cooking. 2 dudes grabbing grub at a table. Should be flower turf, but they're chillin' like home. Check their eyes. Salty and hunting for targets. Lady bumps him, gets their attention. Smiles. Apologizes. They glare like they're gonna snap. Mentions taxes, making the squad even more lost. Those guys trash talk, the MCs, sect, opportunists. Seemingly, the big bad Truth Sect owns the joint. They keep, yeah, it's going down. MC says, don't move, no matter what. They think that's super weird. Guy walks by, fed up, taps another dude on the shoulder. Asks, you saying that loud, on purpose? Vibe gets real heavy. Rivals start roasting. Our crew ain't scared. Drunk guys told to chill. Keep saying they're cocky. Calls M-Curse Demon, rejects. He keeps pushing buttons until the guy yanks his chair, sending him crashing down. Then he warns. Diss the truth, sect. Get wrecked. That's the boss's cue to finally step in. The attacker instantly clocks him. Actually, the whole room stops to stare. One guy's confused, but gets speed kicked before he can even blink. He doesn't stop, there he wrecks the whole crew. Guy asks, what's up? Then realizes he's totally exactly what the boss is trying to figure out. But he just grills the noob. 0 skills, yet you hold. A blade's so much for standards between rival factions. He demands to know the plan for that weapon. Red-faced, the rival admits it was just a scare tactic. Boss swipes the sword. If he's just using it to bully weaklings, he loses it. He says, go fix things with the victim. The guy thinks picking a fight here is totally nuts. So the warrior snaps. You think my sect is a joke? The dude says sorry, but warns he brought this on himself. Warrior says, want mercy? Go beg at the fresh flower sect by sunset, or your clan is history. Terrified, the guy just nods along. The team goes quiet. Their boss gets bolder every single day. They start wondering if this mess will ever end well. Next day, the Truth Sect leader strolls through the woods. Squad in tow. They pull up to a massive temple. Only 3 times has he felt heartache this bad. First was the bloody slaughter at Mount Hoya. Second, his son's death. Last, realizing his kid was targeted. Now, add one more awful moment to that list. At the temple, our hero sees the rival isn't sorry at all. Old man snarks. You got moves, but 0 manners. The kid figures he really got under the guy's skin. Maybe he's rude, but that's nothing compared to the truth sect's shady cult-like vibes. He invites them inside. Can't have people getting the wrong idea, and nobody wins when random drama starts. Old man spots the kid, yapping, probably stalling for time. Warrior wants to swing, but forces himself to chill. Since it's all part of Moi's plan, he waves him in. Flashback. Leader asking Mu why they need this beef. The kid tells him to cool it and listen. He knows. Trusting the squad is tough right now, but their boss backed their gut instincts. He sent them to scout Po Sangwon and Lusan together. With the Savage Dragon faction there, a brawl was guaranteed. The boss's glitch and he can't compute how just for noobs crushed a pro fighter without a scratch. But the kid's like, nah, just me. Solo carry needs the squad to trust the process. He's down to throw hands right now if they want smoke. Chief asks if he can clap the entire truth sect. Bro's like, chill, I'll wipe the server myself. Cut to now. Tables set. Truth gang is here. Vibes are weird. Mubi wants to squash the beef for good. Drops the plan. One-on-one duel. Best fighter wins. Room freezes. Then Gramps starts cracking up. Realizes the kid kept Lim Mag in the dark. Respect the hustle. Then he hits him with, forgot your son got deleted. Says his golden boy turned out to be a snake. Lim's son got wrecked by truth. Luv says, my bad. Boss says, you're good. Tells the kid to keep spitting facts. Boy doubles down. It's a 3v3 match. Boss, VP, and the biggest heavy hitter from each squad. Data set. 5 days. Old guy sweating another. Kids cold. Relax. A rep is already trash. Rival guy snaps at him to be careful, saying they only paused the beatdown out of curiosity. MC shrugs. Just stating facts? Bro. Rival goon asks. You think we're soft? Says they're sandbagging. MC gives him the death stare. Then Gramps gets up. And it says, back in 5 days. Play nice. No killing. Bossman is deep in his feels. Figures the other boss probably leveled up big time. Tells him they need a counterpick. Kid nods. Bet. Trusts him, but asks, we actually good though? Going all in on the kid. Time to hit the dope. MC says he needs to picture himself as a corpse. The training scares the daylight out of everyone. Girl asks if Senior is alive. Nobody has a clue. He's grinding non-stop. Teammates trying to keep him vertical. Dude's a beast. Total demon mode activated. Boss grinds XP all day long. Helper's sword is ready. One slip and boss gets sliced. Yells at him to hang tough, grind is almost over. Meanwhile, boss's kid is overthinking it. Even with hacks, he can't get good that fast. Then boom. MC pops up. You're not wrong, shorty. Speedrunning, strength ain't really a thing. But XP farming, different story. Turns to Lim Santa. Asks if his moves are legit. Kid gives a thumbs up. Copy me. Kiddo, he says. Kid's clueless. So the pro smacks a tree hard. Lil dude's totally off. You got the mojo for this? Guy says, wants proof? Nail it or loop it forever. Sun goes down. Time flies. Pro's hyped. The kid tried. Round 2 tomorrow. But Sandhead's floored. Hands totally fried. Dude's a straight up demon. Confirmed. No sleep. Sun's already coming up. Day 2. Squad training time. Dad and son got fit yesterday. Dad healed fast. Yesterday was prep for this. Time to pose. Mui is showing the ropes. Minions pose. He's fighting them all. Girl's up first. She rushes. He ducks and boots her back. Next goon steps up. Warrior claps back. Guys, wildly fast. Looks risky, but Dad just chills and watches. What's the lesson here? He thinks. Pro drops the girl, then spins to fight Guy too. Kid's swing is heavy, but nope, not enough. Sparred a bit. Then he took the L2. Post-fight, he roasts their mistakes. Training plan, set. Dad's still confused though. Seemed way too savage for practice. Then he spots something off. 1 XP fast? Risk death. Warrior says. Only way to not get wrecked by scrubs. Real fight now. Try to flatline me. Lemon's focused. Dad's stressing out. Kid's ready to go full try-hard mode. Goes all in. But Mohai counters casually. Sanha gets yeeted back. Dad watches. Then whoosh. Blade near his nose. Real talk now. Dad jumps back. You good son? Stings. But I'm chill. Kid replies. Warrior yells. Less yapping. More fighting. Fight for real or you're both toast. Dad jumps back in. Swings hard with full power. But Mui slaps him silly. Face punch. You died 314 times already. Dude realizes he can sense moves blindfolded. Using that cheat code. Should be easy. But Bruce still fails the dodge check. Boss claims the kid's lag or speed hacks are too OP. No mana buff used. But still looked legit scary. Warrior's like, don't blame lag. You just suck. Round 2. Leader's getting extra sweaty now. Rushes Muhui full send, but fails till sunset. Face planting from 0 stamina. Mui savage though. Get up. We ain't done. This time, the rookie steps up to the plate. Guy tries, gets wrecked. Infinite training loop initiated. All night long. Next, tea time for the villains. One dude thinks the Lotus Sword is an instant win button. Sect leaders plotting a total humiliation fest. Guy facing him is the designated roast master. Weirdo says, miracle, if you don't end up stresses about body counts. Lita says, chill out. Gossip is just noise. Even against MTO, boss claims he can solo it. Guy thinks, weak sauce, why so cocky? Is the cash blinding him, or is he just dumb? Meeting adjourned, but Miwai's brain is still buzzing. Can't shake the vibe that Kang's hiding dirty laundry. Kid pauses. Wait, priorities. Squad training is go. Everyone's lined up outside. Tells him, my bad, honestly, ... Slacked on coaching. I'm working you like dogs. Much is hyped. Yeets his sword at Teach without thinking. That giant beat slices air toward Muai, but he blocks it casually. Kid sees the buff. Heavy sword hits different, but blink and you'll miss it. Blade at his throat. Listen up. NOOB. ... Heavy means slow. One slip equals game over. Mid-lecture Mu spots movement in his peripheral. Dodges Mua's shot weight. Was that just the sheath? Bait move. Waste a dodge on junk. Get hit for real. A trick. To confuse M while the blade sneaks in from behind. No sword. She kicks his leg, chipping away H. Shocked he blocked it. Girl's confused. Wait, glitch in the matrix? Muai sighs. Cute trick, but too obvious for pros. Then bam, ruthless she bails, zooming off like Sonic. Senses sharp, she sees him approach like a raid boss. Peeping her mad skills, he figures he can help her level up fast. She backs off, trying to reset but still totally freaking out. Mua screams she nearly died, but Teach spawns behind her. Bladed, her throat, warning that she needs to chill to survive real fights. She groans, that'll take forever. So they skip to the next drill. Mujin steps up to the plate. Kid's young, but he keeps his cool like a pro. Teach spots a glitch in his game though. Muhai swipes from the side. The boy dodges hard and resets for a quick counter. He slashes at the master, instantly. No hesitation, but Muhei ghosts him. Too slow, he notes. Still, the kid doesn't quit. Sneaking a backstab when Teach turns around? But nope, Stick taps his back. Wait, that's not a sword? Furious, Teach yells at him for holding back and worrying too much. Gripping the staff tight, Mugi smacks Shuman with a savage blow. Right to the gut, Kid gasps, fighting the urge to puke. His crew watches, wincing at the pain. Juan hits the dirt, totally floored, and Muhui sighs, you're too scared to hurt people. That's your weakness. The kid rides in pain while Master thinks, fine for now, ... But in a real death match, huge problem. When Jung needs to go all out for the team, if he chokes up, everyone's doomed. Worried, they know if he stays soft, he might get booted. Finally, practice wraps up for the day. Muai gets real. Y'all know where you suck? No cheat codes here. You gotta grind, non-stop. He wraps it up. Do you get that? Train like you're gonna die. Face your demons, head on. Jem listens, thinking deep, but stays on the floor, feeling like trash. Night falls over. Moonbeams dance off a shiny blade. Mui's dripping sweat, pumping iron solo. Late night grind, asks a voice. It's Boss Gong. He's actually impressed. Most folks, ... skip strength day. You remind me of the Iron Fist King. They square up. I can bounce if you need space. The kid offers, like, what's he doing here otherwise? Boss cuts the small talk. Do me a solid. Kill me now. Kid stares back, totally bored, zero shock. Instantly, he points his sword and says, sure thing, but Kong yells, wait. Muhi's confused cause he was down for it. But the dude's shook, he didn't even ask why. First, but that just hypes it up, cause he's actually itching for a one-on-one brawl. Chill vibes. Bro agrees instantly. Figured he'd finally catch the guy's secrets. Boss has one rule though. Fight like you want to delete him. Mui thinks about it, and bingo. He spots something. Eyes glued to the dude's grip and blade. Kang's like, go hard or go home. Swearing he'll try to unalive the kid too. No mercy. Fight starts. Kongo's supersonic, launching himself at Muhi like a rocket. Sword swinging wild but precise. Kid blocks it all. Didn't hit back yet. Ducked a swing that messed up his hair. Close call. Then he pops up, flashing steel, aiming right at the boss. Ice cold moves. Asterisk clang. Swords smash midair. Muhi winds up and decks Kong right in the gut. Kang's wheezing, drooling, totally winded. Kid doesn't care. Sword up, ready for round 2. Kang almost got sliced but sidestepped just in time. Kong swipes back. Kid blocks behind his back blind. Sick move. Intensity is off the charts right now. They back off, having a staring contest. Kang's stubborn, charges in from the flank again. Mui darts in. Kang slips up, leaves an opening, and bam face shot, even while losing. He's like, kid smart, Realized the student used pure, big brain energy to time that hit perfectly. Time out. Boss asks, how'd you spot that? Muhi says, you swing too hard. No pokes. Plus, you suck with your left hand. I exploited that. Leader nods at the cool out, admits he's still a noob with his one arm. To the kid, it looks seamless. Still thinks the boss is a beast for trying. Says going full Hulk mode ruins his balance. Basically, the kid says, chill on power, focus on aim and stabbing. Kong finally gets the memo. Muhi adds, I saw you holding back. By the way, shook. The guy admits it, but says, you weren't trying either. Kid's like, yeah, if I went 100%, you'd be toast. Boss agrees, better safe than sorry. They chat until sunrise, lights up the spot. Wrecked Kong says thanks and crashes. As he strolls, Moi thinks, okay, that duel wasn't just for showing off my moves. I was totally scoping something else out. Bottom line, he had to vibe check the newbie to see if he could handle the assassin. But if the Zongen squad is on it, why am I sweating buck? Thinking hard, he realizes this means Kang definitely knows who the killer is, probably old buddies with the guy. That creepy face-swapping geezer. Moi remembers that Psycho started the whole demon assassin hype. His cosplay game was insane. Nobody knew his real mug. He'd ice miner sect bosses and steal their identities. Root. Then he'd sneak in and start major drama between the clans. Besides stirring the pot, he ruined lives just for the lulz. Flashback time. He remembers that one. Moment he fought the monster, disguised as Hanja. Landed a hit, but the guy ghosted him. Vanished for ages. Word is, he's back. But the new kill style feels kinda sus. Our boy stares at the horizon like an anime protagonist. Is it the OG demon, or just a copycat? Who knows? Radiant Light's boss is definitely hiding juicy spoilers. Otherwise, he wouldn't be panic spiraling like this. Connecting the dots, no way that monster is still alive. Bet it's one of his students causing chaos. Now, scarier than who he is. How OP he might be? Can't sit still. Gotta find the guy. Hunting him. Deep in thought, Moi figures as long as it's not some ancient grandpa, I can totally wreck him. Actually, it'd be way better if the sect handled this. I'm lazy. Later, the Zongen crew kept up the chase. Dude spots sword slashes in the dirt. Boss says, he's close. Stay sharp, no napping. They march on, acting tough, but the leader senses bad vibes. Meanwhile, someone's creeping on them from a roof. It's Moi. He's like, seriously, just 3 kids and a boomer? My gamer instincts say, you're screwed. First-gen disciples always get the best loot. Only one gets to be the main character and lead the clan. Hanjo, the holy swordsman, is Mount Wa's golden boy. Zongan is famous too. Gotta have their own MVP. But who is this legendary disciple everyone hypes, but nobody knows? Gur spots him and grins. Found a fighter. She's Ilmu. Her buddies are Ilson and Il. Creative names? Moi hits them with a polite bow. Classy. He plays the humble card, bowing low like a total fanboy since he's ranked lower. Kong is chilling in the room too, and calls a sudden huddle, admitting this meat wasn't exactly on his bingo card. Elmu fills them in. They were chatting about that assassin, and the boss wanted to wait for Mui to arrive so he could beg for some backup. Elmu doesn't waste a second, dropping the bomb that there were 5 killers running wild, but 2 already got clapped. The leader looks stressed. The bad guys split up and masked up, making this a nightmare hide-and-seek. Their only cheat code is some weird substance cooked up by the big boss, letting the crew track the hitman I sent out. Still, it's a glitchy hack. They caught a whiff of strawberry juice, but can't find the exact spot. Kang looks totally shook. To figure out the clan was baited right to that spot. The disciple confirms at least 1 killer is creeping around the Radiant Light sect. Turf, she can't ID the creep yet, so she needs their squad to assist. The leader's down to help, but first, they gotta spot the faker. Ilson spills some tea. During their digging, they noticed every crime scene was littered with empty booze bottles. Looks like our killer is a major party animal. To the Manhwa kid, leaving trash behind just proves these guys are cocky. So, the master plan, throw a rager with tons of drinks. If the perp is that full of himself, he won't resist the bait. Plus, a huge crowd is basically an all-iconic buffet for him. Ilmu whips something out of her robes. It's a knockout gas bomb that'll send everyone to dreamland instantly. Once they spot the guy, they'll gas the room to isolate and wreck the target. Kang is totally on board and says they need to start this operation AS. All fired up, he shouts that he's hosting a massive bash tonight. Night falls over the city, and a full moon lights up the dark sky. Tables are loaded with soju jars. A massive roast chicken sits center stage. Kong raises a glass to hype up the Manhwa and Jongan crew. Everyone cheers, loud, chugging, huge gulps of the strong stuff. Someone screams for another round. Mui stares at the glorious feast spread out in front of him. Drooling, he figures nobody could resist crashing a party this lit. He snaps out of it though. Gotta stay cool so they don't think he's the villain. But his buddy is chugging like a maniac too. Bummer, he can't join. He watches jealously as the cool kids gather at the next table. The warrior catches him peeping. She flashes a sweet, friendly smile. Mui ignores her, too stressed about making sure his squad doesn't look sus. Plus, Juman's habit of touching his nose is seriously getting on his nerves. Out of the corner of his eye, he sees the leader suddenly jump up. The guy bails on the party, claiming he needs rest for training. Nobody gets why he's ditching the fun so early. Elmu signals it's go time. Sona pours up a cup of that mooly juice. Two suspects are chugging drinks like it's a frat party. A third guy goes beast mode, downing soju in one breath without pausing. The snooze gas hits, and folks start dropping like flies. Only the fighters stay awake. But nobody moves a muscle. Either the killer dipped, or he's playing possum with the rest. Mua locks eyes with Ilson. Major lightbulb moment. The imposter has got to be the Radiant Light boss. Ilmu calls, shotgun, on guard duty. Acting all helpful and suspicious. The room goes totally silent. The trio hunts the boss, while Muhi tells Ilmu to babysit. She just chills there, watching the show. Someone cracks open the door to the big boss's crib. Dude is pacing like crazy, asking, "Yo, catch the rat yet?" Then he freezes. The vibes are definitely off. The junior squad is just standing there, fists ready for everyone. They point fingers yelling, "It's you. Give up, old man." Kong gives them the death stare. Zero chill. Moai steps up. "I still gonna lie to my face." The boys square up, but Ilhun gets shish kebab. Red stuff sprays everywhere. Totally gross. Bossman moves fast, punting the other kid right out the window. Yeet. Moy adds a savage boot to the stabbed guy too. Down they go, splashing into the dirt below. That Manhwa kid called it, said those two smelled like demon funk. They took a beating but refused to stay down. Zombies much, eyes glowing red, the creeps stand up. Mui and Kong charge in. "Yo bro, you good?" One zombie asks the other. Bad guy tries to reboot, clueless that Mohi is about to school him. Kong nods. Yup, it was them. But we're missing one. But the kid was 10 steps ahead. He set a trap for Il. She waits for nap time, hungry for a snack. She goes full demon mode on MUA, then spots a twitch. Much tackles her with his massive sword. Boom, she goes flying. She gets tossed out the window but sticks the landing like a cat. She's shook. "Wait, why aren't you guys snoozing?" Mumu calls her out. "You sneaky little coward." She watches them pull plugs out of their noses. Oops! She realizes she got played hard. Total amateur hour. Even so, she laughs. "You really want to fight me?" Cute. She figures squashing them would be too easy, so she makes a deal. "Leave Mua to me and beat it." Ilmu smirks. Her eyes are glowing like scary stoplights. Outside, Kong takes a hit on his one good arm like a champ. Dima thinks it's basic, but Kong replies with a spicy tummy kick. Bro is absolutely heated now. Leader's blade goes swoosh, catching Il-sun totally off guard. Bossman doesn't blink snip. There goes the demon's arm. Blood fountain. Assassin goes feral, trying to claw Kang's face off. Elham squares up, ready to throw hands. Tries to swat, but the kid deletes his claws with one slice. Demon's nerve-fed and eats a massive knuckle sandwich to the gut. Stumbles back, eyes popping with rage, at his eye. Kid's unbothered, zero chill. Lands another punch. Hilhan gets shoved, but rubber bands back at Mach speed. Thinglet, low battery, drops to his knees. Hit by critical internal damage. The senior disciple peeps the scene. Wow, this guy's actually trash. Face morphing and bone hacks are how they catfish people, but gotta make eye contact. Weird condition. Maui figures they jumped Jean's crew and asks, "Who sent ya?" Admitting the kid is spitting facts. Demo says, "We lost 2, but wrecked your squad." But Mui ain't buying that cap. These noobs got 0 skills compared to the boys. Bellhint calls him salty. Finally, flashing the sword, leaving the guy shook at the sights. The legendary blacksmith loot. Wait, enhance, ... It's a knockoff. Total dupe. Demon yaps that crafting that drip isn't for randoms, and cloning it is a flex, proving it's legit Zongan gear. Senior's still sus though, asking, "Where'd you swipe that? And did you really clap them?" Assassin sees Mui thinks he's bluffing, so he asks, "You as mid as your friends?" Mui freezes. Elhun goes, "There's levels to this game, bro. Like, for real, their boss is OP, stronger than Master, and she wiped the sect." In total rage mode, Mahai goes reckless with the blade. Balin screams as Pal dies. Kang's like, "Why this?" Head rolls across the yard like a soccer ball. Radiant sect boss is gobsmacked by that move. Before you can chat, Mohei dips. Speed running out of there, racing the clock, feeling guilty for flexing skills instead of helping the gotta blast. Crew's in trouble, no time to waste. Big swords bloody, squads barely breathing, being carried off. With a creepy grin, She says 2 might survive. Maybe. The trio stares down the mystery girl. Muma calls dibs, figuring the assassin has a crush on her or something. She gears up and rushes the enemy, but gets blocked without breaking a sweat. The girl uses crazy strength to just yeet Muma backward. Suddenly, another guy drops from the sky, landing right in her face. He swings his blade, but she ducks it like a pro gamer. Time for her to hit the Uno reverse card. She slashes the guy, sending him flying, until a voice screams her name. She pauses, trying to pinpoint the shouter. Her eyes are glowing red with rage, making the yeller instantly regret speaking up. The rival is thirsty for blood, while the interrupter is totally clueless. Cue the tragic flashback scene. A masked creep is destroying someone on the ground. Total game over. And the masked guy is clearly loving his handiwork. Under a table, a kid is hiding, sobbing silently, and trying not to breathe. Back in reality, she eats a knuckle sandwich and slams into the dirt hard. The demon girl looks at her, totally confused. The pair swaps terrified looks. Muma goes full send again, but the enemy grabs her blade and counters. She freezes up and takes a nasty hit right in the gut. That had to sting. The rival yanks her up by her hair. Another squad member rushes in, putting everything into one attack. He aims his sword with grit, but she's faster and messes him up bad. His teammate is watching in horror, unable to process this nightmare. Suddenly, her mini-me pops up, begging her to play it safe. The kid claims that Monster is totally unbeatable. In her mind, Balin is the only play since winning isn't happening. She admits that's why she's ghosted so many challenges before. She skipped training to focus on surviving. And here we go again. Her courage tank is empty, so she's looking for an exit strategy. Then Muil steps up, looking wrecked but refusing to quit. He warns that this chick is tougher than their top senior. He tells Mugen to bounce and get help while he holds the line. The enemy thinks his persistence is kinda cute but dumb. Run-in seems like the smart move, and she really wants to bolt. But it feels off. She can't get why they're still scrapping after getting thrashed. Her brain loops back to those old training lectures. She feels inadequate. Admitting the order to run brought relief, not rage. She's confused about why she's hesitating. She recalls the main guy telling her she's prone to He pointed out how she bottled up her past fears and can't handle them now. He told her to think back to the first time she grabbed a blade. So, she dives into her memory bank to find that moment. She's back under that table, watching her fam get wrecked. Creepy lady grins like she won the lottery. But flashbacks hit of being alone in that nightmare zone. Back then, 0 options. Just hide and pray. Fighting back was total nonsense. Kid Mujin watched her fam get wrecked. Standing there, lame, needed a courage upgrade, so she signed up for Kung Fu. Grinded XP until 2 fears vanished. Level up complete. But wait, she's still freezing up. Did she skip leg day? Mushin's courage meter is sadly reading empty. She's like, how are you guys not freaking out? Worse, she was low-key hyped about the chance to bail. Same scared kid inside. Just taller now. Feels like 0 progress. Still, chicken. Training failed. Realization. She wasn't training to fight, just running. Honestly, that's a pretty cringe way to live. Yet her crew battles while bleeding out. No quit. Time to match their vibe. She stands up, ready to brawl. No more running. Beast mode, activated. Baddie's confused, then sees Mugen charging like a tank. She's like, you stayed? But mostly just annoyed. Sad trumpet noise. The monster blocks it and smacks the poor girl into next week. Out. Mugen goes flying. Totally wrecked. Game over. Later, Demon Lady stacks bodies until she hears a noise. Spins around. Look, main character guy is finally here. He's apologizing for the lag, begging them to hang on. Bro wants to speedrun this. She checks him out. She thinks he's funny. Usually dudes run away screaming. I hate guys, she says, but I'll fight a brave one. He better be worth her time. Guy knows he can't slack. Boss has high HP. Gotta wrap this fast. Pure offense, 0 chill. Boom. Dream sword. Move. She goes airborne. She actually took damage. Nice one. Now she's hyped. Okay, he's got skills. He rushes her. She realizes she might be toast. Switches to Fallen Blossom Palm. Combo breaker. Lady claps hands to cast some weird spell. Right before the finish, she blocks him cold. Then she eats the warrior across the map. He's shook. She stands up, staring him down. She drops into a creepy pose. He grips his sword. She's having a blast. He just wants to end it. Things just got real spicy in the arena. All out brawl. But Sword Guy holds his ground. He hits back hard, keeping his eyes glued to her every twitch. She stumbles but blocks the big one. Bam! Punches him right in the face. He reels back, hurting, side-eyes her, planning his comeback. Grips his blade, totally pumped, and charges in. Boom! The hit launches her into next week. He chases her. Up top, a warrior grabs popcorn and watches. Finally, spots where Mui has been chilling all along. Tavit to help right now. Gotta save the Mount Ha crew instead. Back to the brawl, she switches up her combo. Pew pew, laser shoot, right at our boy. Deep in the woods, both going full tryhard mode. Hero spams, power moves, slashing her, non-stop. Vibes are intense, energy blasting everywhere. He sprints straight at his enemy. She's impressed, he crushed her move. Then oops, panic mode. World gets glitchy. Red smoke puffs up around her. Uh-oh, unlocking a new super move. The gloom swallows everything. She tries to bail, hurt, but loving it. Fires back, a massive attack. And just like that, Hero flies back, bounces off, and dives back in slashing. She dodges, grinning. Mui wants to wrap this up ASAP. Sliced her arm off. He boots her away. Flying lesson. Big trouble. She whines. You're ruining my fun. Obviously, our hero has zero chill. Goes full send, charging in for another hit. She's faced. He stares. Dude, she actually gets back up. She senses the hit and blasts him. Almost lost an arm. Yikes. That was close. Gotta stay sharp. She thinks she's OP, and victory is hers. He's hurting, and she finds it hilarious. Hero's done playing, unleashing the ultimate move. She's shook. His sword just skewered her. Demon Lady gets yeeted backward, hard. She tries to hit the brakes mid-air, floored and totally confused. What just happened? Strawberry jam everywhere. She knows it's game over. Checks her, cuts, weird and kinda scary. How'd she lose? She just wanted to party. He checks his arm. She still thinks it's funny. Finally accepts she took the L. Any more creeps out there? Nope. Clean sweep. All gone. But haters like that are still trouble. She's like, assassins won't quit, even if you wipe the monster squad. Sword Guy asks if the dude is actually toast. Since he ghosted everyone, she figures he's done for real talk. He's hiding out, grinding for max X. Dude grabs the stuck blade and twists it. Ouch city. She screams, and our hero demands the tea immediately. Who's the ugly mug? He needs names right now. She claims it because her boss is totally off. Swears it's legit. But why would she be honest? Wanting a speedrun finish? Our boy twists the blade harder. Since she's into that, she smiles. Weird flex, but she's out. Night pass. One student wakes up, totally shook. Everything hurts. Hero Guy goes, chill, don't break anything. She stares at her senpai intently. She's like, where'd those ninja creeps go? He says, relax. He deleted them all already. Squad's fine. He hands her a potion. She chugs it. Senpai says, sorry. Didn't know the bad guy was up. She could have been game over. Thought the sacrifice was dumb. But as the leader, he takes the L. He'll quit when back home. Already told the fam his plans. Macho claims she soloed the creeps. It's late, so he skips the monologue. Flashback. She rushed the boss and got wrecked hard. Major damage. Dropped her weapon too. Friend was lurking. Then popped up for a surprise attack. MC listens to the whole drama. Mugen thinks it's a meme. But Sorgai doesn't care. But the girl is like, no. Tiny moves versus big choices. That changes the game. He thinks she's tripping because she fought a boss. Might happen again. She needs to stop doom scrolling the past. Enough yapping. Senpai calls. She asks the destination. Warrior says they're gonna go. Grind levels. She's hurt, but Moy says perfect timing. Boom. She's in a chill spa lake. Crew's there, vibing on. Mad's chillin' too. They bet she's loving it. That's a wrap, fam. Smash that bell for part 2. Catch ya on top.